Hey everybody, this is PD from the Spinner Rack, and we also have
Calvin Ellis, ready to rock.
now. This is the one you've been waiting for. If Batman Began was the start, the year one, this is right after that, a new Batman trailer. We thought it was before the new year one, but no, they're saying that it sort of fits, even though Batman looks a little different. Bruce Wayne looks a little different. His hair is a little more
Blonde? Blonde?
a little more millennial. I don't like. Yes. Well, let's just see it. Let's see what's going on here, because a lot of Matt Reeves talked a lot on DC Fandom about this movie. He was very energized, and so let's see what he got for it. What he's cooked up. Let's out of here.
It's Love National. Don't pull the thing out. Let's just bang the bang.
We're on another trailer.
Bang unless you want to hit something.
Oh, sweat. Duct tape. Oh no.
From your secret friend. Underneath the bridge. Who? Take us from the league.
That Commissioner Gordon?
I believe so.
Oh, God.
That's the Jim Lee boots.
Let's play a game. Just me and you. Any of this mean anything to you? You're becoming quite a celebrity.
That hair is so bad. Bruce Wayne, at least.
Why's he writing to you? If you are justice, is not what is the price for your blind? The hell are you supposed to be?
Oh, man. Yes.
I'm vengeance.
Two action punches.
This guy's crazy. You're a part of this too. How am I part of it? You'll see.
We survived the Batman trailer. What do you say?
Oh, you already said it all, right? You threw that bat hate. Hey, I'm going to admit, looks good. Looks good. The Bruce Wayne stuff for me doesn't work, because Bruce Wayne is not supposed to be emo, dilapidated, looking troubled. He's supposed to be the playboy who looks like he doesn't have a care in the world, and that's supposed to throw people off the scent that he could even slightly be Batman. He's supposed to be there with the chicks and just living his life up. So anytime you start doing that and you start making him too close to that tortured soul, for me, it's just a little bit closer. It's just one thing to say, hey, yeah, this would probably be Batman. Commissioner Gordon, I love the guy who's the actor. I've loved the stuff that I've seen him in. But
right?
yeah, unless there was another commissioner. That commissioner was black. This is the same problem I have when I like the fact that they chose Bloodsport for Idris Elba. There are black characters there. There's actually been a black commissioner. You don't have to go this road if you want to do this type of stuff. The other one I thought was fine when they had Lucius Fox, black character, and you come over here like, no, let's throw him in here. It's so. I think at the least it's misguided. At worst, it's just stupid. It's like they can't get. It's like they can't get past this. We got to cast Commissioner Gordon, because Commissioner Gordon has to be in a Batman movie, even if he's not doing too much. Like when those in the Tim Burton films, the Commissioner Gordon was just kind of there, didn't really do too much. And so, but okay, well, and we're going to give him that particular role. It was like the same thing when they made Billy D. Williams, Harvey Dent in the Batman film. He had nothing to do. He was just there profiling. That was the end of it.
He was supposed to be in the third one. He was supposed to be in the third one and went a totally different direction. They're like, oh, the hint, everything was supposed to be there. And they're like, hey, we're going a different way.
Yeah, we're going Tommy Lee. We're gonna do that. We're gonna do Tommy Lee Jones. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, Tommy Lee. No. Yeah, Tommy Lee Jones. Tommy Lee Jones. No, so but the other stuff looks good. The Batmobile looks good. But the fact he's punching some dude 6 times, they're like, no, this is Batman. This is a punk. You punch that dude 1 time. It must be 1 shot. You don't have time and energy to waste on these punks. The Riddler, of course, has to look a bit. I guess the Riddler, of course, is going to look different. But aside of that, it looks strong. It looks strong enough. Looks like they might do some detective things with it. They're going for more of the macabre feel for Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely the darker, the eerie type of stuff that longtime Batman comics readers would find. But yeah, it looks good. I have to admit, I look at this, and anytime I look at something like a Wonder Woman trailer or a Batman trailer, even a Suicide Squad trailer, and it seems like they have their finger on the pulse of what they need to do to get this character out there and really make it work, it just makes me bite my lip that much harder that I haven't seen a Superman film where they've been able to do that. They have not brought that to the table at all. They seem to understand this is what Batman is. Suicide Squad, Wonder Woman, Superman, no, let's go let them go kill people. But that being said, yeah, the trailer looks good. The trailer looks very good.
Well, I would say it feels like with anything with Hollywood, you sort of say you have the Richard Donner ones, and they spend the rest of their time trying to do something different, which is what Hollywood normally does. Like, even if you look at it and, I guess the problem is that you would have the Kirk, the first Superman, the Kirk Aaron, and then you have George Reeves, and there's really no difference in the two of them. And then you get to Christopher Reeves, and it's just a little down in my neighborhood. I think he'd be cool to hang out with. It's sort of said that he has sort of sense of humor, that sort of thing, but he still wasn't that far off from George Reeves, that sort of thing. Just a little more, have some, have the aspect of being somebody smug at times, but just in a fun way. But then now it's just like how, like, no, we got to do something different. We got to do our own Superman. So, but back to the Batman.
Do their own Superman for what now?
Yes.
Like 20 years?
Yes.
And it hasn't stuck. It's like you can't, instead of doing your own Superman, why don't you just do Superman and do it well?
Well, with Batman, the interesting thing is this name. He's been known originally as the Batman, and there was a cartoon that was done in a different style called the Batman, and it was interesting enough. Even though it was kind of doing updates on designs, probably trying to like make it feel young. But the approach, basically, it wasn't like it's like a Batman when he's younger, but it was still the same sort of voice and tone. And it's just like, that's what we sort of want in the Superman thing. But this sort of thing is, I think it's trying to get some of the here in there, because I guess it's, as you said, the Riddler. It's trying to have some of, I guess they said a Penguin somewhere in there. That's supposed to be a Penguin. Yeah, it looks like Richard Kind or something like that. But ultimately, it looks like it's okay. It looks like it's a mystery. It's always, which is good. The hard part is with the comic book mysteries is that, I think in comics, they have a mystery, but you have 2 and 3 mysteries in there. So Batman can solve one of them to show that he's the world's greatest detective and lead to something a lot bigger. So, and I'm worried about the lies because so many people, we've even had in Superman, we brought up Superman, that they do the idea of saying, oh, lies, you've lied. Batman is lying because he got a mask on. If they play that up, I'm going to be exiting the film or exiting my house right away, because I really don't want to do a story where we spend time talking to the hero saying, you've lied to us. You hide behind a mask, and we will not accept your lies anymore. You're not like every story, like they take the adage that you can't lie in film to to an extent. But people lie. Sometimes there's lies. It happens, and people move on. But this going crazy over them is a little extreme for me. So ultimately, it looks like fun except for Bruce Wayne and that wacky hair. They could have gave him something else that was better than that. But I just look at the size of the hair when he takes off the mask. Like, figure that out. Figure that out. But it's too late now. It is what it is. So hopefully, it's going to be fun or exciting. That's what.
To speak to what you just said, the reason why that whole lying thing has to be a big deal is because they don't respect the secret identity part of being a superhero. They never have. And when you get down to the first Batman movie and Alfred's walking Vicky Vale into the Batcave, and then the second one, he's ripping his towel off for Catwoman, they have never respected that component of the superhero, the secret identity, that portion, and why it's important. So now, of course, it's got to be this big blow up because, hey, it was supposed to mean something at the end of the day. But it's so frivolous the way they go about it. You watch any of these shows, and the secret identity at most should be known by, at most, 2 people. At the most. It's like a whole team of people who know this thing. Even villains find out. And when the villains find out, nothing happens. It's like, so who are you protecting? The whole idea they keep saying, and this is trite, the way they say it, the whole idea of the mask is to protect the people who are close to you. Okay, I can dig with that. But then you've got like 8 or 9 other who know who you are.
Yeah.
Okay, so it doesn't hold up. So even that whole thing, I'm so angry about the whole thing. I was like, what for? You're going to get over it. You're going to get over it pretty easily.
Yeah. I would just add on to that is saying, if you look at as much as people go out against the Batman 66 TV show, and many times they played up of Batman, his identity being found out. They never did it. It's like 102 episodes. A few of them where someone coming about to take off Batman's cowl. And ultimately, they never did it. So that's the thing of saying all those episodes, and you have what? I don't know how many Batman films now. It's like it's like a total of, this will be 7 or something like that. Now, not including the Batman 66 film, because that ultimately kept the identity in the serials. Like, we've done it enough where we revealed this person's identity, and they didn't even have to do that. No, they did with that woman figures it out. Oh, that's it. You don't say anything. Let's just keep dancing. So anyway, it looks like fun.
They never seem to understand the secret identity is. Superheroes are a convention for children. Okay, this was wish fulfillment fantasy for children at the end of the day. That it's primarily boys. It's like, hey, I like this girl. She doesn't even know I'm alive or anything, but if she knew the inside, that part that's in me that's inside, if she could see that as opposed to what's here on the outside, then she'd fall in love with it. It's as simple as that at the end of the day. But in terms of readership, we connect to the character. We connect to the characters through the secret identity. You don't connect to Spider-Man by him swinging on walls and such, him on walls, him climbing on walls. You connect to Spider-Man through the podcast as being a regular person, as an everyman. When you decide that, hey, the secret identity is frivolous, then that part of it is gone. That was the part when you're over there and Batman is about to be revealed or something. You're watching it as a kid. It's not that Batman's getting ready to be revealed. That's you about to be revealed. It's like, oh no, they're going to find out who I really am. Because that's how close you connect to it. Once they find out that Batman is playing, that whole fantasy of you being able to connect to that character is gone. Because they know there's no need for the mask or anything of that nature. And so that portion of it, which has always been a great part of superheroes, and one of the reasons why kids love them and still do, is that anybody can be underneath this mask. But the moment that that's frivolous, hey, that part of it's gone. And there's too many adults, unfortunately, who don't seem to understand that at the end of the day. So hopefully it doesn't go any further than what I've seen. Now, of course, me saying that we know good and well they're going to go all the way with it because they don't respect it. They think it's.
Well, that's ultimately why it pains me to look at like Marvel Studios, which had like, because the Marvel universe was at a point where they already had the Flash and the Justice League. They'd already revitalized comics, and then Stan Lee comes and says, "There's more we can do with this." And he ultimately took the Secret Identity and said, "Let's have some more fun with it." Because we've done the. I figured, you know what? I'm gonna put in some fail-safes that you can't figure this out with Don Blake having a frail, having his cane, and then he becomes Thor, where you never connected to, even to some extent, Spider-Man, and then even Iron Man, who's the bodyguard. There's some interesting things they did, and they played off of the character almost being revealed. And then, as you said, no one at this point, even in the comics, they've kind of died out. It started when people were saying, "Oh, characters." And characters, it's not playing with the convention of the comic books. So it's a sad thing.
Who's the best? I think who's the best Secret Identity of all time? The one that you're never going to sort out.
I've always said it would be Spider-Man because he has a full face mask.
No, there's better than Spider-Man.
Oh man.
Ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Captain Marvel.
Oh, with Billy Batson?
Yeah, you're never going to sort that out.
Yeah.
You're never going to sort out that, oh, this kid says a magic word and then becomes this superhero. Nobody's going to sort that out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, again, and that's one of the reasons why he was so popular, even more popular than Superman with the kids, which they never tire of, at least he wasn't at the time. Okay, why? Because of that connection you have right there. Perfect Secret Identity. Doesn't have to be stupid. And it's one of those ones you want to keep because he's still a kid.
Yeah.
Okay, so he's still subject to the dictates of an adult. So if they find out, oh, Billy, you can do all this other type of stuff. As a kid, he's still subject to, you got to be home by 10 o'clock and all this other nonsense that they may want to put on him. Or stop using this magic word. You're still a kid. You can't go out there and go do these particular things. So that's one of those ones right over there that comes in. You know, it was just great Secret Identity at the end of the day. But they don't know how to use them. It's unfortunate. Well,
I want before I know you gotta go. I just would say, I liked in the '80s, taken from the '70s, Billy Batson, that he had a TV show. I think even though they were trying to copy what Superman was doing, I think it's just really odd where this guy had no parents. He's all by himself, and he had a TV show. I was watching that Legend, and he had the '70s comic books. Like this could be interesting. Like he's got nowhere to go. He's off now? But anyway, so you were saying, sorry. Okay, so we'll thank you. Come back. We're gonna have we don't have any. I think there's only a couple more things to talk about, but this ends our show for today. Spinner Rack.
ouch.
All right.